Welcome back. Well, started sanding the love spoon, and underneath all that ugliness is some really neat grain, and still a ton of sanding to do, but it's really going to be a really nice grainy looking color and get everything. And then down here we're sanding down here we put the little inserts of the fruit trees. You can definitely tell the different types of trees, the colors and the rings and stuff like that, and the little hearts, definitely different grains. And so we'll get busy and do some more sanding, and I'll show you a neat little gadget that is helping me out. I've been doing, sanding in the old-fashioned way, but we got this neat little gadget here that allows for a great volume of wood to be ripped off very quickly. And pretty neat little gadget, and we'll use that here shortly. And that's what we're up to. Yeah, pretty neat little gadget here. You can control the revolutions on the belt with this right here, and depending upon which way you want your sander to go, you press it down that way, the belt will go that way, and press it that way, it'll go up, and this little tray rotates, and the whole thing will go backwards if it's easier to do it that way. But I used it a little bit a while ago and knocked some of that heavy duty gunk off the love spoon, and it brought it down to this state right here in just about a minute or so. And we're going to try it out, do a little bit more on it. Alright, we're going to turn this on. And we'll increase the power just a little bit. Alright. Yeah, pretty neat little gadget. Only about 35-40 bucks. But you get a bigger project like this, and it definitely helps out. And I did this part yesterday, and you can see that overnight the drying will change the colors and stuff like that. So once we really get this all sanded down and shaped up, it should look pretty cool. Let's do a little bit more. try it this way. You want to put a lot of pressure on it because it's not the most powerful system, but the framework, actually, this is really cool. Alright. Let's take a look at what kind of job it did, or is doing. Oh yeah. Of course, on some of these little nooks and crannies, we'll have to do it the old-fashioned way with some sandpaper. And here, a bit more work. This should really shine up nice, and all these rough spots will be gone. Well, we've been sanding on the Love Spoon, and we're starting to bring it down to some really nice grain colors and stuff. Still got a lot of sanding to do, but the colors are really starting to come out. You can see where the different fruit trees were recessed into the wood. You can see the different grains and colors and whatnot. And the little divot holes they put there, and trying to curve off the edges to the hearts and stuff. And still a lot of sanding, but it's getting there, man. A lot of really nice grain structure in there. And these little pieces here, let me put this camera down so we can get a better idea. These little pieces right in here, we're going to take our little cold roasting knife, and we're going to etch the year in here, day, month, and like our initials in here, and give all this a really nice sanding. The bowl section itself has still got a good bit of little work to get that smoothed out and proportioned in an appropriate way. Working outside right now, because it is on its way to 95 degrees Fahrenheit, and it is pretty unpleasant up in the workshop. So we're taking our sandpaper, and the more you sand, it brings out a whole different structure to it in the grain. Alright, bring you back in a few minutes when we get a little bit further along. Well, the sanding on the Love Spoon is coming along. I'm using these 60 grit sanding blocks. These are pretty nifty little things. You can cut them to size, wash them, and they last a good while. They come in different grits. I particularly like the 60 grit for most of the work that I do, and then change up, according to how the sanding is progressing. But yeah, you can see it's really coming down to the bare wood now, and these blocks let you really get into some really tight places. And anybody that does a lot of sanding knows that the more you do, it really changes up the grain texture as you get deeper into the wood, and smooth out the high spots and imperfections, and really showing some neat markings. And you see right here where I just used a marker to put the information that I want to. June 11, 1983. My initials, her initials. And then we'll get the cold roasting knife and etch that in once we finish all the sanding and stuff. And it's another, we're out working outside the shop today because it's about 90 Fahrenheit, 93% humidity, I think they said, and storms are likely in a few hours. So we'll try to get a few things done out here. Well, that's one thing about using wood that you get right off your property. You get all the imperfections and the realisms of the wood. It's nothing that's been processed at a factory, a plant, or anything else, and certainly not shipped from some other place in the world. It's everything that we use is within 100 yards right here. Alright, most of the sanding is now completely done, and as you can see, it is really starting to dry up good and proper. And we're going to have to give this thing a day or few to dry up, and all this moisture and stuff and whatnot. And then once it dries, we'll give it a good wiping and stuff. But the colors are really starting to pop out now. So we're going to find us a nice sunny spot and lay this out and let Mother Nature do its thing. Well, it's been a little bit of time since the old love spoon has started drying, and the colors are definitely coming out now. You can see the different fruit tree inlays inside of there. And little divot holes. And the bottom of the spoon bowl. It's going to take a while for this to really dry and stuff, and then we'll wipe it off and work on that a bit. But it is really this heat and everything is really starting to dry it up nice, and the colors are really coming out. Alright, so we'll just let it sit here and continue to dry. Alright, welcome back. Well, we've got ourselves a few of the Georgia collards. We'll get those planted here in a little bit. And we've been working on our raised bed planters. Need to go pick up just a bit more of some of that good composted soil and put it in here. But we got Brussels sprouts, romaine lettuce, kale, broccoli, and what else? Cauliflower, all planted, and it's been in there, I don't know, a day or two now, and everything's looking good and stuff. Of course, you can probably tell by the sky that we're about 2 hours away from some big time storms, and it's supposed to drop the temperatures out from the 90s down into the 80s and drop the humidity. But they said these storms could really have a serious attitude. But let's take a look at the garden here a little bit. Fig tree, everything's done for the year. Everything's been harvested, picked. All the fruit trees are done. They've all gotten their little haircuts, and we're getting everything all cleaned up and everything, and so we can roll in a bunch of compost in this area here in the next couple, 2-3 days and whatnot. And of course, we're still producing our own compost and whatnot. Let's see if this is looking good. Turn it there. Take the weight off of it. Oh yeah. All right. We've got acorns and everything falling, so usually in most years when we start seeing the acorns hit the ground, I don't know, maybe 3-4 weeks, you're in for some brisk weather and whatnot. But this is where we've been working on our raised bed planters. We got enough wood to maybe do, I don't know, 4 or 5 more, but not today. That about does it for today. It is, I don't know, about a little less than 90 degrees right now, and I'm just about done for the day, I believe. Looks like I need to come out here and clean the bird bath here in a little bit. But you hear the locust out in the distance, and the apricot tree, peach, fig, plums, cherries, apple, more plums. We've got pears, kiwi vine over there. Could definitely take a good drink of water, which is coming, and grapevines. You can see some strawberries forming up. Awesome. All right. There's another pear tree, and we got a olive tree over this way, and a baby orange tree back over on the other side there. But that about does it for today. And like I said, you hear all the birds and locusts and everything else all doing their thing. Well, it's all leaf coming down, so let's see here. A baby acorn. I'll tell you what, when they come down at the top of that tree and they hit the grill, ping! It's like, yeah, I hear you, birdies. All right, everybody, but that's what we got going on, and we'll do some more raised bed planter things out of some of this old wood here. I believe it's the ones that we build now will be for next year use, and everything, because planting season is about done, other than like your fall stuff. And I think I saw the meteorologist say that we're going to lose 47 minutes of daylight during the month of September, and that ought to have a profound effect on the day and the leaf color and everything else. All right, y'all take care.